Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is my live recording of Weekly Contest 208. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord, let me know what you think, let me know how you did. Which one was your favorite farm? Which farms did you hate the most? Let me know, leave a comment. Today, finally, my neck has feel a little bit better, the first time in months. So we'll see how that goes. About 15 seconds, so wish me good luck. I have an explanation video for each of this problem, so don't worry about that. And like, there'll be the link below, but I don't know, the apartment next door is having a party, so we'll see how that goes, because it's a little bit distracting. Anyway, go. So the party next door is still going on, in case you're wondering. I'm going to do this recording because, well, I want to remember that one time I did really well. But basically for this problem, I knew how to solve this right away. It's basically, it's stack, right? Because some of this is the intuition behind knowing how directories work, because I've been programming for many years. I've been using computers for many years. So I knew that that's how you would represent it most naturally. So that's basically what I did. I think I just want to make sure that the only question that I had was, if you change directory, in real life, you can actually CD to multiple depths at one time. So I had to read it a few times to make sure that you can only go at most one depth. And that's basically what I did for this one. For one dot you ignore, for two dots you pop the stack, and then for anything else we just push it onto the stack. And it turns out that we don't even care about the name. We could have pushed anything, because duplicate names are okay and it doesn't change anything. So yeah, I was being a little bit careful here, but at the end I just changed the number of stack, because that's the number of stack is how you get back to the beginning. And I had a typo because I don't know, I was using another language or something. It looks good. Submit. Bam. Q2. So yeah, this one was just really a lot of reading. Yeah, you could see me reading right now. I'm enjoying it. Reading is fundamental, fundamentally long. But yeah, I think the first thing that this problem reminded me was carpooling, which is just like a scan line type thing, except for circular. I think I've been really bad lately, where I skip to the problem a lot, where I keep on missing some key points. So I actually deliberately took a long time to read this problem, and I think if you count it up, I spent like a whole minute reading this, which is longer than a typical LeetCode problem. And then I'm just looking at the solutions, and I'm like, okay, or not solutions, the explanations, the examples, and I was like, okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah. And I'm still like trying to think, is it just greedy? I think at this point I thought it was just greedy, but I wasn't sure, because I was like, that seems a little bit too easy, but we have to figure out how to handle it. And I kind of missed one detail while I was thinking about this, which is the leftover people that are on queue. But otherwise I thought, oh, I could just simulate this. This is not that bad, right? And I thought that, and this is actually not necessary, but I thought that I needed the queue to keep track of how many people are in each of the four booths of the big wheel, but it turns out to be not necessary. But at the time I thought maybe I had to keep track of it. But yeah, basically now this current is just literally how many people are online waiting to play the wheel, or go up the wheel. And I do a lot of reading. I end up spending 6 minutes on this problem, which is I thought long, but seems like a lot of people also did a lot. Spend a lot of time on this problem. Well, not a lot, but like for Q2, I think, against the top people in the world, it's a little bit, but yeah, but basically now I put it into the queue because I thought I still need it, but now I just have a getting on variable, which the naming is really bad for me. I've been having poor naming choices for a while, but that's that's just me. But yeah, I thought this is all I need, right? Which is we keep a running profit, which is the key part of this problem. It's just that you don't have to calculate everyone from scratch. You just keep the profit of people getting on, and then minus the running cost of each loop, or not even loop, but partial loop, once partial spin, if you will. This is annoying. But yeah, now I just kind of add up the running profits, and then I just did some finagling so that it returns the best index instead of just the profit or the most profit. And I was ready to submit at this point, to be honest, but I really missed a bad test case, which is that you can still have people waiting at the end, and it's still. And I forgot to keep track of current. What did I do? Oh yeah, I was trying to think. Maybe I need to simulate the people getting off. But then I was like, actually, I don't need it. And I probably could have just deleted the queue code. But I was like, this is not really needed. But I do need to. And I actually made a mistake here as well, where I don't subtract from current. But I was getting wrong answers, and I was like, oh yeah. I have to keep track of people after the fact. So yeah, so that's basically what's going through my mind. But yeah, I was also off by 1 because you have to count the first one as 1 spin. But now I'm just writing a easy, lazy loop to kind of keep track of that. And to be honest, you probably I thought that at this time I thought that I could have used a formula, but I thought I looked at the constraint at some point, like maybe 10 seconds ago, and I was like, I don't think I need a formula, but it's probably cutting it close, to be honest. But sometimes on these things, I guess you're better lucky than good. Otherwise, it's, sometimes it happens. But, today I was lucky and it worked well. But not quite yet, because I forgot to subtract 4 from the customers. So that's why it was time limit exceeded. So that was very fortunate for me because I've messed up something here. Actually, and again, technically I should be current minus subtract getting on. I do fix that. I thought maybe I had a typo. I mean, either way, I think it doesn't matter because you're greedy, but it's still nice to fix that. Yay, Q2. So Q3 wrong inheritance. This is again a reading is fundamental problem. Fundamentally long. It's one of 1Fs now, but yeah, I think I was trying really hard to read this successor function and be like, what is it asking? Because it's kind of confusing. But that's basically literally what I was doing. Yeah, basically now I'm just reading successor, and I'm trying to understand successor. I think immediately I thought it was pre-order, but I was trying to really parse the way that they phrase it, and the way they phrased that in that pseudocode was kind of just weird, right? You probably agree with that. So that's what I was trying to figure out, how to read that correctly. If X has no child, man, I look like I'm not moving at all. I'm stuck in time. For a second, I thought the video froze, but now the video is still working. It's just that I'm being boring, perhaps in a good way. But it seems like I spent a whole minute just reading this. But I think at this point I knew it was going to be some kind of depth of search. I think I took a look at the constraints at some point. Maybe now I look at the constraints, I think the thing that I notice is maybe not now, maybe not yet, but soon. Yeah, like now I take a look at the constraints. I see that that could be at most 10 get inheritance core, so that I can do a linear thing. Because my idea was to do a linear depth first search or something like that, and that could only work if we don't have that many inheritance core. Okay. So I had to look at the constraint there, and I tried to do the clean thing of creating a node so that I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, also not efficient, as you can tell. That's not true. Right now I'm just writing my node class, which consists of the children, the node's children, and the name, but I think I didn't do it yet. But you'll see it. Hehehe. But yeah, and right now I'm just initializing the node. I mean, this is actually, to be honest, right now a boring problem. If you listen to my explanation during the explanation video, I go over it, so this is actually not a surprise. And it's not really that much code. So yeah, basically, so the tricky thing for me for this problem is just trying to figure out, okay, I want over one access to find the node that we added to. So basically I just have a lookup table, right? And I was just making sure that how my interpretation of the dead people is correct. Yeah. And I'm just trying to think about how I wanted to do it. And I think I figured it out. Otherwise, what's that? Yeah, I tried to pre-warm the dictionary, but I wasn't sure about the syntax. So I was just like, yeah, whatever, let's just write it out to be sure. Because sometimes it gets, you know, like it magically is a set. And I've been really bad about that. I had a couple of typos in the contest ago, so yeah. And then now we just set the child name, really. Yeah, child name. Yeah, so I added that so that I can, you know, get that easy in one call. And that's pretty much it. The def is pretty straightforward as well. We just put into the set. Once you have everything set up mentally, everything becomes a little bit easier. And I took the time to test this one, and I think here I'm just double checking the depth first search because I didn't want to implement it and then to be wrong. And I was like, 10 calls, it should be okay. And then, yeah, and depth first search is pretty straightforward in how I implement it. And you know, again, obviously, I try to yeah, I tried to exclude the dead people. I was trying to look through the thing again, just wondering if I can exclude the dead people in a way that that doesn't affect the performance that much. But then when I saw 10 cores, I was like, I guess I don't really need to do that. But yeah, and I'm just thinking about like here I'm also verifying that pre-order works, just giving it some dots because I was sure that it was pre-order, but you know, like, yeah. yeah, and I was like, what are you doing, Larry? And here I knew that I just needed to check the name, the dead name, but I wanted to see that at least like I didn't get any compiled or anything like that. And this, I've been doing this trick where this comparison is just terrible, right? So I've been kind of just copy and pasting the output so that I can, it's slightly easier to read. And I saw that my output is more than the intended output, and I was like, okay, that's probably the dead people, so we can, we can take care of that. Run it again, test it again, print it out. It looks okay. I actually do go by one because 5 minutes is a huge penalty. So yeah. So yeah, so I submitted and it was good. Q4, maximum number of achievable transfer requests. So this one, so this is where having experience benefits. I say this because when I saw this problem, I knew that one of the two type of problems. One is max flow, which is maximum biparty matching, or something like that, right? So some sort of max flow or biparty matching, or an NP complete problem. So I know that just from experience. But what does that mean, right? That means that it's either those two, or I have to look at the constraints. And when I look at the constraints, I saw that the number of requests is equal to 16. I knew what I wanted to do immediately, which is that I want to brute force on the number of requests. And some live commentary meta here is that when I refresh the page, if you look up, you can see that 6 people have gotten it already. So to be honest, I thought, yeah, if I finish fast, I could get in the top 10 maybe. I didn't think that I would finish top 1 because I was like, oh, 6 people got it already, right? Like, I mean, I knew that some people do it out of order, but like I was just like, that means it shouldn't be that, one, that it shouldn't be that hard, but 2, I gotta hurry up. But yeah, so I do, noticing that this is 2 to the 16, I just do it in binary bitmasks with the power set. This is a technique that I talk about from time to time, but and yeah, and this is pretty straightforward otherwise. Basically, I just count the number of incoming building people and outgoing company people, and then if it's 0, that means that the transfers are good. If it's not, then the transfers are not good, right? And we don't care about the cycles and anything like that, or like they resolve themselves at some point, because you can always combine cycles and stuff like that, right? I know I'm hand wavy over here, but that's what I was thinking at the time. But yeah, so I'm literally going to just finish typing this out, and I don't really have any more dots here. I was testing, it was good, and that's all I have. Anyway, I'll send you back to the other Larry, and cool. I was worried that it was going to time out, to be honest. Let's see, where did I finish? I don't know if this is real, so let's wait a little bit. If I did win this, then I'm gonna party tonight, next door or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I'm not talking right now because I'm in shock. Well, let's just dance and celebrate. Do. Yeah, I know. I mean, maybe I'm a little bit bragging a little bit, but well, I don't know. I'm still not believing it right now, so you'll have to bear with me. Thanks everybody for all your support or whatever. I don't know what to say. I don't know what people do in these things. I've never won before. And I don't know if I will again. And I don't know where all the where the Alexes and Shao Wu's. Maybe they just I don't know. I don't know. Is this really final? Is this it? Is this final? If you I'm still not believing it yet, so that's why I'm just on Discord right now. Okay. I mean, is this... I don't know. Sometimes they merge the servers late, so what you're seeing is a live reaction of me going, WTF? Where's this? But I think the part that I'm a little confused about is where's the second person? Well, this person finished. I don't know how to finish 4 problems. Though I guess this is updated to be 24. But where are other people? Because look, I mean, I'm arrogant and stuff like that, but you know, it still takes a little bit of time for me to I usually don't be filled by anywhere near that much, right? So let me screenshot this a little bit. Anyway, yeah, I mean, usually this is where I do a postmortem of where I wish I could have done better. I think Q3 was the place where I could have done better, maybe, just by reading. But I was very deliberate and slow on this one. Otherwise, maybe Q2 I also probably could have done it a little bit faster. But, yeah, I don't know. But otherwise, I guess when you finish first place, you really can't complain too much. So I'm just going to enjoy this moment. And you can watch me enjoy this moment. I know I've been rambling on, but I hope you understand why. It's not very common, and it might not ever happen again. I mean, even if they had no penalties, like JP is obviously very good, and even with 2 penalties, even with no penalties, I would have beat him. So that's just, I don't know. I think this is just mind-boggling to me that people are not, or that. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm arrogant, but not even that close. But yeah, I don't know. Pinch me, I guess. Is that what people say? Yeah, maybe, I took a nap before this. Maybe that's what I needed. Yeah, I'm still rambling on, so I'm like that confused guy at the Oscars or whatever. Be like, hey, I never saw this coming, and it's true. So I'm still just yeah, just gonna enjoy this moment for a second. Thanks for, and if you're still watching this, then more props to you. I don't know why, but so this is probably for me in the future. Just remember that time Larry got first place. Wow, is this really it? I keep on refreshing the page because I'm waiting for the refresh to kind of, I don't know, did someone take it away? Because the funny thing is that when I clicked on Q4, one of the things I do is I refresh to see how many people solved it, and 6 people had already solved it. So I thought, okay, so that means I could, if I do well, I could finish in the top 10. But I never thought I could finish first place, So yeah, or especially given that context. But I know that some people solve it backwards or in a different order or something like that. But yeah, all right, so that's my victory speech, I guess. Let me know what y'all think. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'm going to record the videos. Remember, I'm going to do an explanation for each problem in the explanations below or in the description. I'm too excited to know what's going on. But yeah, so yeah, so check that out. You'll see the link, and I'll spice, whatever. Anyway, it was a nice contest, obviously. So thanks for joining me. And I know I've been rambling on a bit, but it's not every day that I finish first or ever. But once you finish first, they can't take it away from you. So yeah, all right. All right, everybody. I'll see you whenever. I'm too excited. Sorry. This is my stunned excited. I mean, I'm excited, but I'm also stunned, obviously. So, because I just, it's not something that you try to do unless you're Alex or Xiaowu or like even Lim Panda, like those ridiculously good people. And sometimes you just get a little bit lucky. Anyway, that's enough. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.